My name is Sean Stout. I'm our Director of Admissions at Commonwealth University Mansfield campus. We're excited to have you all here tonight. You have some really great folks here to share with you all the information about the Eileen G. Jones Honors College. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Leslie Clifford. She's our Honors College Director at the Mansfield campus and one of her honor students, John. Leslie, take it away.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate it. And thank you all for spending a little bit of time with us here tonight. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about why you might be interested in joining the Honors College. And then I'm going to talk about if you do decide to join the Honors College, what the program is like. And then John is going to, I'm going to ask him to sort of give his input at different periods as we go through the presentation. But John, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you before we get started.
All right. So my name's John Constantine. I am a junior criminal justice major. I came into the honors program from the second tier, I guess we call it, where I had to write an essay to get in and that such. But I'm heavily involved around campus. I'm in the music stuff. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Perfect. Thank you, John. So I'm Dr. Clifford. I am, as we said, the honors program director at the Mansfield campus. I work closely with my counterparts at the Lock Haven and the Bloomsburg campus. They're great people. And I am also a professor in the biology department. So I also teach biology courses. And we'll just go ahead and get started here. There we go. So let's start with talking about why you might be interested in being part of honors. The first reason is that it gives you the opportunity to hang out with students that are highly motivated and probably have things in common with them, who are really interested in getting a good education and maybe even stretching themselves a little bit and expanding themselves beyond what they might do in their major. You also have the opportunity to participate in a lot of different cultural activities and field trips. So I have some pictures here of some of the things that we've done with our honor students. Down there in the middle, you can see a large group of people in front of a lake. This is our first year retreat. So we have for 2 years now, this is a relatively new thing, but for 2 years we have taken honor students to Crystal Lake Camp. And we've taken honor students from all 3 campuses, and we've gotten together, and for the weekend, we've had the opportunity to canoe and swim and rock climb and hike and play games and just do lots of fun things. Last year, the students really got into some karaoke and dancing in the evening. So that was a lot of fun. You can also see at the top there a picture of Marvin's, one of our honors program students who's there at the Corning Museum of Glass doing his own glass project. So this is one of the field trips that the honors program is sponsored at no cost to the honors students. We provided the transportation, paid the entrance fee, and also paid for the glass project that the students made. So these are the sorts of things that you get to do. And then finally here we have a picture of 2 of our honors students that are in front of a waterfall. This is at the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, which is about 40 minutes from campus. We took a group of students out there to hike. So lots of fun things that you get to do. Other reasons that you might want to be part of honors is that you have many professional opportunities, so additional opportunities that you might not necessarily have just in your major. So we have every year we have a poster session that is given by our honor students. So they have an opportunity to give a formal presentation, which is looking great on your resume. We also take students to the Regional Honors Council meeting, which is actually happening this March in Harrisburg. And we invite students to participate in that and give presentations. And again, the honors program takes care of the registration fees and all of the associated expenses of doing that. Being part of the honors program will also increase it's a resume builder, right? It'll make you more marketable to your employers, your future employers, or to graduate and professional school. So it's another way to help you stand out above the crowd. We do have some scholarships that are specifically available to honor students. We are especially interested in funding students to participate in study abroad type experiences. And so we have $2,500 scholarships that are available to specifically to honor students to help pay for these study abroad experiences. We also have money to award specifically to honor students. So this money is not available to anybody else on campus, only the students that are in the honors program to help pay for independent research projects. So for example, if you're a biology student, we have a lot of biology students that want to do an independent research project, but you have to have money to purchase the supplies that you need to do the project. And so the honors program has scholarships that allow you to do that. And also, if you want to do an internship, you can apply for money to help. Let's say that you want to do a summer internship, which would mean that if you want credit for it, you've got to pay for accredited tuition. And so you can apply for an honor scholarship to help pay for that as well. So that's a really great perk. We do have other perks, such as priority registration. So our honor students get to register among some of the first students to register. There are a couple of other priority groups, but this is great because the classes fill up. If there's a class that you really want, being an honor student makes it more likely that you'll be able to get that class. We do have an honors lounge that's located in Spruce Hall. So here you can see on the screen Spruce Hall, and you can see a group of honors students hanging out there in our lounge. The lounge is actually it's a dormitory room. We call them residence halls now, I guess. But it does have a kitchen area. It has a living area where we have a television and tables and bean bags. And we also have 2 other rooms that could be used as study rooms. We have computers and printer there that has free printing. In addition, you would be, if you successfully complete the honors program, you'll be recognized at graduation. Our students get medallions that indicate that they have successfully completed the honors program, and your transcript will also indicate that you successfully completed the honors program. So these are some of the benefits of being a part of honors. And I think at that point, I'd just like to pause and let John chime in and talk about what he sees as the advantage of being part of the honors program.
Yeah, so being in the honors program, it's great, honestly. But as Dr. Clifford said earlier, the priority registration is a real lifesaver. I came in with, I don't think I came in with any college credits, and I'm able to graduate a semester early because of this priority registration. I got all my gen eds out the way. All I need to do now is a couple of my major courses, and I'm on my way. Another thing that the honors program did for me was it kind of kickstarted me into college in a sense. I took a pretty intensive honors course my first semester, and it, in a sense, over prepared me. So now, as I'm doing classes, I'm like, oh my God, this is so easy. While like high school me would have looked at that and looked at that wide eyed and be like, oh my God, this is so hard. But having that first honors class experience really did prepare me for what I would be looking at.
Great, thanks, John. So let's move forward then and talk about if you do join the Honors College, what are the requirements to stay a part of the Honors College? First of all, I don't have a slide to go through this, but some of you will have been invited simply to join the Honors College. So if your high school GPA is 95% or greater, you automatically receive an invitation to join the Honors College, and you do that through your admissions portal. You click a little button. You might have to scroll towards the bottom of the screen to see the invitation. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but there's a button there that you would click that would say that yes, you want to join the Honors College, and that's all you really need to do to join. If your average in high school is between 90 and 95%, you indicate that you would like to apply for the Honors College. You will be given instructions to write a short essay. That essay will come to me and I will read it. What we're really looking for is that you write well, and make sure you address the prompt. So sometimes we get really well written essays, but they didn't answer the question that we asked them to answer, which makes me think that maybe you're not ready or prepared for the Honors College quite yet. So that's how you get into the Honors College. Once you are a member of the Honors College, in order to successfully complete the honors program, you need to take 3 honors seminar courses. Now, this is 3 courses sometime during the time that you're at Mansfield. So most of our students are there for 4 years. And so over those 4 years, you need to take 3 of these honors seminar courses. Now, we call them seminars because they are discussion based generally. So many times they're interdisciplinary, and we do a lot of reading and writing in the course. The other thing that's important to know about these courses is they're not courses that you can take as a non-honors student. So many honors programs are simply, the classes are simply harder versions of the classes that everybody's taking. So you're going to take honors pre-algebra and you're going to take honors English. That is not how our classes are set up. Our classes are set up so that they are unique and are classes that the faculty members have a passion about, and that students can really get interested in looking at and taking something a little bit different and out of their major, and even something different from what they would get in their general education program. So I have on here the names of some of the recent classes, honors classes that we've had. One of them was called Who Owns the Past? This was taught by our professor in our EGGS department. That stands for, let me see if I can get it, Environment, Geography, and Geology. And that's her, Dr. Kennedy, there in the top picture. That's Dr. Kennedy. And she taught this course that looked at archaeological artifacts and how they're treated in different cultures. And she looked at the class talked a lot about all these different aspects of our archaeology. So that was kind of a cool class. Another example, we have a professor in the English department who teaches a literature course that focuses on literature having to do with climate change. This past fall, we had a class called The Subversive Use of Textiles for Social Justice and Engagement, Be in the Fray. And this course was looking at, this was a creativity class. So the students were actually making projects and looking at how you could use these sorts of projects to call attention to different social justice issues. And then finally, this semester, we've got one going on about human rights and social justice. So these are just some examples. There are other courses that have been taught in the past and that will be taught in the future. One thing to note about these courses is that each of these courses does fit into a general education category. So what this means is that if you take the climate change literature course, then you're getting credit for honors, but you're also satisfying your literature general education requirement. So the courses are designed to allow you to fulfill general education requirements at the same time that you are taking an honors course. Now, there are some situations where you might have to take an honors course as an extra class. So for example, students who major in education, a lot of their general education courses are prescribed by their education requirements. So in some cases, you might have to take these as extra classes. But many of our honors students have credits that they're transferring in, whether that's from AP or from dual enroll courses. And so that frees up a little bit of room in your schedule that allows you to be able to do that. Okay, John, do you want to talk about honors course that you've had in the past that you enjoyed?
Yeah, I've taken all 4. So I'm in an old curriculum where I had to take 4. But now that we're a combined Commonwealth, we only do 3 classes. But the one I really enjoyed is the one up here, the climate change literature course. Dr. Gignard, the professor who teaches it, is a media and journalism. And for my final project, me and one of my friends got to make a newscast video. And it was really fun filming that. We threw in a couple jokes. Everyone loved it. I think we got almost the highest grade out of projects, which it was really fun to make. That, and then also the close second is the subversive use of textiles. That was just fun class. Get your brain moving.
Great, cool. And that course, some of the courses have field trips associated with them. On the bottom right of the screen, you can see a student who, what's she doing, John? Oh, you didn't go, did you go on that
No, I
field
did.
trip? Okay.
Mhm. It's eco dyeing. So they take the dyes, the natural dyes of plants and fibers, and mix it with a chemical compound. I can't remember what it was exactly, and it pulls the dyes into the fabric, and you make special patterns, and it's really neat.
Awesome. So this was a field trip to Philadelphia, actually, and the class was able to see some different museums and do this project. So that's, that's a neat thing that we are able to do with some of these honors program classes, is send them on these pretty great field trips. All right, so aside from classes, some of the other requirements include planning and completing what we call high impact experiences. So these are things that research has shown will really augment a student's education. So for example, doing a research project with a faculty member, doing a study abroad experience, doing an internship. These are all things that have been shown to be very impactful for students, and we really want to support that. I've already talked about some of the scholarship money that's available to support these sorts of activities. Now, this does not mean that you have to study abroad as a honors program student. It just means that that is an option for you. So we have what we call our minor high impact experience and our major high impact experience. The first one, basically what you do is you do the experience. So let's say you do an internship, and it's probably going to be an internship in the area of your major. And then in order to make that count for your honors high impact experience, you're going to write a reflective paper about what you learned from the experience, how you benefited, how it might have impacted you. For your second high impact experience, this one's a little bit more involved. So let's say that you do a study abroad program, and while you're in Belize, which is where these two pictures were taken, you notice that that your tour guide is using, I don't know, your tour guide is maybe using some new touring technique, and you decide you want to do further research on that. And so when you get back from Belize, you develop that into a research project that you work on with a faculty member and a capstone. You get a credit for working on that, and you convert that into a research paper. So that's what your second high impact experience is going to be. It could also be a significant leadership experience. It could be some other things than what I've listed on here. These are just the most common. And what you would do is you work with your honors program director to come up with something that's suitable. And we're always here to help you with these things. The capstone project is, I already sort of talked about that in conjunction with the high impact, that second high impact experience. Then the next two requirements are things that you need to do each semester. So we ask that our honors college students participate in 2 honors program events each semester. So these can be things like the field trips that I've sort of already talked about. We will sometimes have academic lectures on campus. Some of the honors program events are things that are already available on campus. So for example, the Hunchback of Notre Dame is being performed here in a few weeks, and that attendance at that would count towards your honors, requirements. Let's see. So usually these are experiences that either have like a cultural component or an academic component. So they're meant to try to expand your horizons. Although we do have at least once a semester a social activity. So down there in the bottom right, you can see a Jeopardy night that we had, where we had, especially for our honors program students, we did a fun Jeopardy night with some snacks and things. So that was a fun thing. And at the top, you can see a field trip that we took to Washington, D.C. So 2 honors activities per semester. And then lastly, we ask that students complete 16 hours of volunteer service each year. So you have the whole year to do it. That includes your breaks. So over Christmas and summer, and the service that you do is completely up to you. You can do it at home while you're there over the summer. Maybe you volunteer coach a kids soccer team over the summer, then that could count as volunteer hours. It can also be service that you do with another organization on campus. So if you're an athlete, for example, lots of our athletes do service with their athletic team. Many of our clubs on campus do service, and we do have an honors club as well that does some service. So there's lots of opportunities to get that service in. Okay, so John, I might have skipped some of the questions I meant to ask you, but I do want to turn the time over to you for a few minutes to address anything that I left out, or just talk about your experience as an honors program student, what it's like to be an honors program student.
So being an honor student, I'm going to kind of break it down into years. I'm in my junior year. So my freshman year, I was living in the honors wing in Spruce, right outside the honors lounge. That is where I now met my now roommates, best friends, all that. Uh, the lounge connected me with all of them. We were able to just go over there, neutral space for all of us, and hang out. We'd watch movies, play Mario Kart, stuff of that nature. Take over the TV and just have a blast. Then my sophomore year, I actually started like getting out into the community. I was still best friends with these guys, but we moved to Sycamore, the more senior hall, closer to campus. But being an honor student doesn't really restrict you too much. The only thing is taking the classes, which do require a good bit of outside work, but it's not much more than an upper level gen ed. Uh, I've been able to work with the musicals now. I lead the saxophone section in the jazz band, and I've been able to connect with so many more people, just being both an honor student and being able to get out into the community. And it's been a blast. And now I live off campus with these guys, but I'm still able to have that connection, go hang out with some people in the honors lounge if I want to. Uh, all things of that nature. It's really the honors program does a lot more than you'd think when it comes to connecting people if you're able to use what you are given properly.
Great. Okay. Thanks, John. I do want to say also, going back to the classes, they're not designed to be like super hard. It's not that they're hard. It's that you're going to get a different experience. They're capped at 20 students. So it's going to be a smaller class, and it's not going to be like your professor lectures at you the whole time and then you take a bunch of tests. So it's just a little bit of a different experience. It's meant to be enriching, and to give you some different types of skills than what you might get in some of your other classes. So don't be concerned that, oh my gosh, the classes are going to be so hard. It's not so much harder. Am I right, John?
They're a good word I'd say is they're thought provoking.
Oh,
Rather.
okay, good.
Like they're not difficult, but they make you think, they make you do a little research out of class, all things of that nature.
Perfect. Very good. Well, can we answer some questions? You guys have some questions that we could answer for you.
Leslie, I actually have one for both you and John. Just knowing the nature of some of our students, they're participating in extracurriculars outside the classroom, whether they're a student athlete, maybe they're like John, you said you're in jazz band, I think it was. You're participating in these things. Does the Honors College limit you, or will that become an issue when you're in these extracurriculars?
To me, it hasn't in my time here, really. The only thing that's really limited me is homework in general, but give myself an hour, 2 hours out of the day. I'm on my way. I can mix it in between my classes, and then I'm off. I can go practice my music with my friends or go help stage build down in the theater.
Yeah, and we have had students who've successfully completed the honors program in a variety of sports. So we've had soccer players and softball players and basketball players that have been a successful, have successfully participated in the honors program. So it does not limit you. And then, like John said, he's in all these musical groups, and we have students that are really involved in. Well, John, that's you. No, that's maybe I'm thinking of. No, you are involved in the radio station, right, John?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, so our honor students tend to be very involved in lots of areas on campus, and it definitely does not prevent you from becoming involved in other ways.
Great.
It's a good
Thank you both.
question.
If you do
Do
have
and
any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or go ahead and raise your hand and we can go ahead and unmute you.
I did forget to mention as a perk of the honors program that we do have a small number of rooms in Spruce, right,
Mhm.
John?
Yep.
That are designated as honors housing. You're not required to live there, but it's first come, first serve because we certainly don't have enough for all of our honor students. But the units are, help me out, John. There's
They're
C.
all, yeah, they're all C units. So you're guaranteed to get your own bedroom with a door, and you only share a bathroom with one other person.
So that's opposed to like there are only a few C units in Oak, which is the typical first year student residence hall.
Hmm.
And so most students that are living in Oak are going to be in a room that they're not going to have their own room. They're going to have to share. So that's another potential perk to the honors program, as well as having access if you sign up early enough for housing to this honors hall, which is right close to the honors lounge.
Hmm. It's the ground floor of Spruce, which another thing about that is it's really quiet. Sometimes the dorm rooms can get loud, and I've never once been either yelled at for being too loud there or heard someone else.
The question, are the honors rooms more expensive? So there, Sean, I don't know. Do you want to field that one?
Yeah, I can. So, uh, the rooms themselves, there's no additional fee for being in the honors rooms, just because they're the C unit rooms. I'd have to look up the exact price because a B unit and a C unit, as well as an E and an F unit, I believe they all are now. Those are all going to be a different price depending on the room itself and the configuration. But you can see those on the link that I put in the chat. You can see the different types of rooms, the different residence halls by clicking on these different links in there. So, like for example, you can see the different layout of the rooms in Oak, and then in terms of the cost, again, it's going to vary depending on the type of room, but it's not going to be any addition to what any student would pay for that room.
Right. Yeah. So just to clarify, you if you have your own room, you are paying more than if you are sharing a room.
Correct.
But you pay the same for that room that you have by yourself, whether you're in honors housing or if you have that same type of room in another place.
Mhm.
Hopefully that makes sense. What other questions do you guys have?
Jody, I just put another link in there. It's a breakdown of the different costs for the different types of room.
I didn't talk about the pictures that you're looking at right now. That top picture is a group of students that we went to Reptile Land down in Williamsport. That was a really fun field trip. And the bottom picture, this is a field trip that we took to look for fossils. This was a really fun field trip led by a faculty member in our eggs department. Again, our environmental geography and geology department. And that's Lily there, who was a biology major until I took them on this field trip, and then they fell in love with this sort of thing, and they're now an eggs major. So I think that's a cool story. Like, I'm a little sad because I'm a biology professor, but at the same time, I think it's really fantastic that students are exposed to these things in the honors program that can be really impactful and maybe even change what you think your major should be. Any other questions? If you guys, oh, I do have, here we go. Here's my contact information. And so if you think of questions later on, you're certainly welcome to email me, or call me. Of course, you can always reach out to Sean in admissions. And then this is Dr. Hintz, who is our Dean of Honors and Interdisciplinary Studies. And he's, you might not get as rapid a response from him, but just because he's got a lot of things going on, but you're certainly always welcome to reach out to him as well. And if you haven't visited campus, I really encourage you to do that. I'll be present at our open houses. And I can talk to you in person there. Or if you want to arrange an individual visit, I'd be happy to meet with you at any time. I would be very happy to talk to you more about the Honors College and the Honors Program.
Any other questions? You guys can put them in the chat here. Or like I said, you can also raise your hand and I can go ahead and open the mic up for you. Yes, we covered everything they wanted to hear, Leslie.
I guess so. Well, that's good. Hopefully that means we were thorough.
So we're going to get 8 more honors college students at Mansfield this year, right? We're all going to sign up.
I hope so. I hope so. Please ask if you're not sure how to sign up. Again, Sean, it's called the admissions portal. Is that what it's called?
It is. Yep. So it's the same portal page that you submitted your application through. So you would need to log in using those credentials that you used at that point, and you'll see the information right there as soon as you log in on your dashboard page about the Honors College. You can click on the link in there and it'll kind of walk you through the next steps you need to take. And like Dr. Clifford also mentioned, if you haven't visited campus, I definitely encourage you to. We have a lot of visit dates coming up this spring from our open house events on Saturday, March 1st, as well as Saturday, May 3rd. And then we also have our admitted student day on April 12th as well for all of our students who've been admitted to the university. And of course, a number of other things throughout the week as well. So feel free to register for those online. Feel free to reach out to Dr. Clifford or myself or Dr. Hintz. We're all here, happy to help answer any questions you all may have about CU.
Sean, I did just think of one thing. Often I have students that are a little worried. They're not sure if they can handle the honors program, but they're interested. And so they're kind of waffling back and forth. And if you're feeling that way, what I would tell you is if you think you're interested and it sounds interesting to you, but you're a little worried, go ahead and sign up and try it. And you'll be able to experience all those benefits. There's no stigma or shame if after a semester or 2 semesters, you're like, you know what, this program isn't for me after all. Excuse me. All you have to do is let me know that you don't want to be part of the honors program anymore. And I just notify the records office, but there's nowhere, it's not like it says on your transcript, oh, this student started the honors program and then didn't finish it. There's nothing like that. So it's very easy if you decide that it's not for you. It's easy to leave the program. And so I do encourage you, if you think it sounds interesting, to go for it and sign up, try us out, and see how it goes. And hopefully you'll love it. Okay, the question is there a spot where you can see the full list of honors courses? So, no. The courses we and the reason is that each semester we solicit applications from faculty members to teach honors courses. So they're always changing. We don't have like a set rotation of courses. We just recently, well, actually, Dr. Ginyard is going to teach the climate change literature course again in the fall. And we recently received an application and approved the application from Dr. Cagle, who is a microbiologist, and she's going to be doing a natural world seminar. So it's a science seminar looking at things like antibiotic resistance and chemicals in the environment and those sorts of things. So I showed you a list of some of the courses we've had in the past, but because we solicit those courses new every semester, I don't have a set list. You may see new things, you may see repeats occasionally. And because we're a small campus, there's not like a bazillion honors classes each semester. So we typically have 2 options in the fall and 1 in the spring. We're looking to grow the honors program, and so it'd be nice if we can get to the situation where we have enough honors students and where we could offer a few more honors courses each semester. But right now, we're looking at 2 options in the fall and 1 in the spring. Now, you might be thinking, oh, that means I'm not going to have very many options. But remember, you only have to take 3 over the whole time you're at the university. So if the 2 that we're offering in the fall aren't interesting to you, you can certainly hold off and wait to see what's offered the next semester.
Great question, Cody. Any other questions? I don't see any in the Q&A.
There's a question that just popped up. What is the study abroad like? So there are some different options. We do have like about 3-week-long faculty-led study abroad programs available. So I mentioned the one in Belize. That's in Central America. It's an English-speaking country, so that's kind of nice. And that one is led by Drs. Bosworth and Rothermel from the Political Science Department here at the Mansfield campus. And they generally offer that one each summer. We do have other faculty-led programs from the other campuses that are open to all 3 campuses. So I believe there's one in London and there's one in Italy for this summer. And there may be some more. I feel like there might be one from Morocco, but I can't exactly remember. So there's that option. So we call those faculty-led study abroads. We also have an office that helps students to find longer-term study abroad programs. So if you're more interested in like going for a whole semester, then you can work with the study abroad office and they can help find you a placement. So I am not super familiar with that kind of study abroad, but I did just post to our honor students today. There is a study abroad information session coming up that allows students can get that information and learn how to go about locating a study abroad program that will work for them. So we do provide support for students who might be looking for that kind of experience as well. And typically what happens in the faculty-led study abroad programs is that students get credit for doing the study abroad. They're like usually taking 1 class. It depends on how long the study abroad is. So if it's a 3-week program, I think that Belize, I think they might get 6 credits for that. And so, but I know that they're like when they're there in Belize, they are busy. They are rafting and visiting ruins and just doing all kinds of amazing things. So they stay really busy. And then they have some papers and assignments. They have a little bit of work they have to do before they go. And then I think that they have a paper that's due when they get back. But each study abroad program is going to be unique. So one of the functions of the honors program director is to help try to connect you with those study abroad programs. And I do frequently send out messages to students about these opportunities. Hopefully that answers your question. Do we have any other questions? You have any questions on your end, Sean?
I'm not seeing any.
Okay. Well, you guys have my contact information. I feel kind of silly just sitting here. So,
That's all
so
right.
I would say, Sean, I don't know if it's okay with you. I would say that um we end the meeting, and just again, please reach out if you have questions. Come to campus, visit. I really hope to see you, whether you join the honors program or not. But definitely love to see you in the honors program.
Absolutely. Yeah, if we don't have any other questions, you guys get 15 minutes back of your evening. So I very much appreciate all of you joining us this evening. I hope this was beneficial for you. Again, feel free, if you have any questions, to reach out to Dr. Clifford, Dr. Hintz, myself. We're happy to answer those questions, like I said before. Other than that, come visit campus. We're excited to hopefully see you here in the upcoming weeks, and enjoy the rest of your evening and the rest of this week. Take care, everybody.